Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. I'm making this video to talk about the lottery. As some of you may or may not know, Alabama currently does not have a lottery, but they are working on a lottery bill or two or whatever, trying to push it through. I don't know the whole details of it and what all is in it. But if it doesn't pass, I personally have some ideas that I think should be included in the bill. Number one, I think that all casino style gambling should be reserved for Native Americans. That's what a lot of these reservations around here, or what few reservations that are still available in this state, that's what they use. That's their bread and butter. I don't think that should be taken away from them. I think they should be able to keep that. I also think that, and I've mentioned these things in other videos and everything, I think that Native Americans should form around the north western region of the state, around Florence, Muscle Shoals, Franklin County, all that. I think that they should be able to form and create a reservation within this area, and that they should be allowed to pop up a casino or two on that, and along with other things, maybe things that are theme park related, things that are related to Native American things from the past and all that. They should be able to put on shows, all kinds of stuff. And like if they do a theme park, they can have rides and do traditional things, teach people about the past of the Native Americans and all that wonderful things. I think that would be great. I think it could make money for the Native Americans of this region, and they could maybe provide housing and all that. So definitely, I think the casinos should be reserved for them, and, we should not be touching that. But as for the state itself, I think we should have the regular lottery tickets, the scratch-offs, and also bingo halls. I think bingo halls can be shared. Like, I think some bingo halls should be allowed for the Native Americans, and then other bingo halls can be done by the state or counties or whatever. I think it'd be wonderful to have a bingo hall near Russellville or Phil Campbell or Littleville or any of these regions. Muscle Shoals, whatever. I just think it'd be fun because, who doesn't like bingo? There's not that many people that don't like bingo. I could be wrong, but it's a fun game, and I just think it would be something wonderful to bring to this area. So definitely, bingo should be included. I think that in my idea or my proposal for the lottery, I think that most of the money should go for health care for this state, since we didn't opt in on the Obamacare, which I'm not for the Obamacare. I think it is faulty. I think that they should have just went with true universal health care, but instead they kept the middleman, which is the insurance companies and HMOs. They kept them in the picture. Premiums got jacked up for the people with a little more money, and I just think they did it wrong. And they really jacked up the premiums. There's some people that were paying like 4 times what they used to pay in the past, and that's wrong. That's just ripping people off. I'm not for that, okay? So, under this plan that I have, the lottery, a majority of the money could pay for the poor people to have health care. Okay, if you make below a certain amount of money, okay, say within the 40, well, if it's an individual around the 20-something thousand dollar range, maybe, I forgot exactly what I had originally thought. I think it was like 22,500 or something in that neighborhood, between that and maybe 24,000, something like that. If you make that or below, and then if you're a married couple, say around 45,000, something like that. If you make that or below, I think you should have access to this health care, okay? I think that either they could either just do it one way and just have the monies from the lottery to pay for a certain number of doctor visits, a certain number of dental, vision, as well as hospital stays, or they could have the option of just paying for people's premiums. Like, what it is, you sign up for it, and then you can go yourself and pick out whatever insurance provider that you want, whether it's Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever. And, you just, you be assigned a number or a card, and you give that information to this insurance company. And that is basically, where they will pay for your premium. Like the lottery will pay for your premium each month. And then you go under the rules of that insurance company. So, whatever the rules are about doctor visits and on medicines and all that stuff, you go by that. Okay. And then also you have the option to cancel that at any time. You just cancel out, and then you can go find you another healthcare provider and then use that number or whatever for that. And it could be done through your workplace. Like if your work offers, an insurance for its employees or whatever, you can sign up and use that for that or whatever. So, either way, they could either offer just one option or they can offer both and just let people pick whichever one they want to do. Okay. I think that would be wonderful. Also, a portion of the money can go for road construction because our roads around here are bad. They've been neglected except for the main roads. I think that needs to change. I just feel like money should be dedicated to that and used strictly for that. And I think that would be a wonderful improvement to a lot of these roads and everything. And also money could be put back for bad weather, to where if we get snowed, a whole bunch of snowed in or whatever, then they can come around and grate a lot of these back roads or salt them or whatever it is that they could do to make it to where people can drive on them to where they won't be stuck at home for long periods of time. So it could be done for that. Also, the money, portion of the money can be used for the schools, just like with most of the other lotteries, and strictly for the schools. Okay. All right. Another portion of the money can be used for industrial development and the hiring of public relations people for either each town or each county. I think that is definitely needed because we need somebody, especially around this area in Franklin County and what I, would say Russellville in this area. We really need the jobs. I think we need somebody that will go out and scout, and that's what a public relations person can do. They can, naturally they would help build up a web page for the city, and they themselves can go and have meetings along with the mayor and other townspeople. They can go out and do the meetings and try to scout and get us some jobs here and help people who want to start jobs here find ways to either get them some grants or to give them whatever information or tools that they need to start up businesses here. Because that is something that we really need. The jobs here are not that great. And I'm just going to say it flat out. I don't care who gets mad, whatever. The jobs are not great here. We need more and we need better jobs. Okay. So, all right. Having said that, also, I think that the money needs to be used for, a portion of it to be used for what I would call employment agencies. And when I say employment agencies, it can be a part of the unemployment, but yet it is its own entity in the fact that they will actually try to get people trained for the job market that's within the area that they are at. In other words, you know how the unemployment agencies used to be, or at least in Alabama, you used to could go and they could test you and see what your skill levels were and try to help place you in a job if you qualify and all that stuff. I think that needs to come back because they did away with all that. All that disappeared. And then they just combined the unemployment agency into this thing at some office somewhere to where you just call, like if you get fired or whatever and you want to draw laid off and you want to draw your unemployment, you call up this 1-800 number and go through all that rigmarole. Well, that, I just think they need to bring back the whole effort into trying to help people to get jobs and to find out what their skill levels are and to help the jobs around here. Okay. For instance, they could go ahead and do the drug testing at this employment agency. Like instead of the jobs or the companies around here having to fork out the money to send people to go get drug tested and then having to deal with when people fail the drug tests and all that bunch of stuff and all that. Well, these companies can turn that over to this agency, and this agency would be paid by the monies from the lottery. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And therefore they can take care of the drug testing. And the first thing they can do, like if you go and you want to sign up for certain jobs, the first thing this company can do, or this agency, okay, the first thing they can do is drug test you, like immediately. Like that's the first thing. They can set you up, say, hey, come in Monday morning, you're going to do a drug test, and then go from there. If you pass the drug test, then they can decide, they can test you with some jobs, especially the manufacturing areas and maybe some kitchen stuff or whatever. They can be familiar with the way that those entities are ran, and they can set up skills tests and also orientation. They can, do all that. They can show you films and let you know what is expected of you. So they can handle all that. You can do that there. Okay. And they can see where you are. And like, if you want to do typing, jobs that deal with that, and computer skills and all that, they can take care of all that there at the agency. Okay. And then if you pass that and you qualify or whatever, then they can send you on to the company. I just think that would be great. And maybe they can give you a few bucks for your time. If you do pass the drug test, maybe, $10 or so, if you qualify before you actually go to the job. Like, so actually it could probably be more than that. Like the company themselves can set up a thing to where, like, if you actually pass to where you can do the orientation, like a 2 or 3 day orientation, whatever, then you can get paid for that. So, I don't know exactly about that, but I guess it just depends. But that's just a thought. That's just something that popped in my head, to where either the company can fork out money for that, or the lottery can pay for that or whatever. Just however it can be done, or it may not be done. But I think this would be a wonderful thing, and it can get people to work, instead of everything being so drab, and the unemployment being kind of depressing and all that, especially after all this virus stuff is over with, or at least when we find a way to work around it, even if we have to do the social distancing for a longer period of time or whatever, there can still be ways managed around this to where, things can pick up. So I really think that this would be a good thing if it was added on to the bill. And I think the monies should go wherever they're pinned to go. Like, I don't think all the money should be thrown in the general fund, and then politicians can stick their hands in it, and all these other people and pick out what they want, blah, blah, blah. No, I think immediately the money should go where they're pinned to go. If it's going for the schools, that money needs to go to the school. If it's going for the agency, the employment agency, it needs to go for that. The whole, the insurance thing, the monies that are set aside for that, that's where it needs to go. Then whatever's left over from that money can go to the general fund to be used for whatever the governor or whoever wants to use it for. That's my view on it. So, but anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.